Good evening, Test. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the call to order of the Batavia Village Council meeting for Monday, April 13th, 2026. Can you all stand currently, council also, face towards the flags? Mr. State, would you like to lead us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And this afternoon, Mr. Staten was in, and we actually now properly placed each one of the flags accordingly to the government requirements. We are going to also include the Space Force, which is a little opening right here between the Coast Guard and the Air Force, just to let you know. Okay. And thank you to all the veterans. I just want to say thank you so very much for all the veterans out there. And if you are active duty too and on leave or anything like that, thank you very much for everything you do for our country. God bless you. Randy, you want to go ahead and use Randy or Councilman?
Hello, everybody. I just didn't want to come here tonight and act like nothing happened the last time we were all together because everybody was here. And I just want to take a moment to address the situation involving former Councilman Gardner and his resignation. Following the incident, the matter was turned over to the Claremont County Sheriff's Office by Chief Williams that same evening. The next day, I requested a formal hearing under ORC 731.45. So it can be addressed through the proper legal channels here in Village Hall. However, former Councilman Gardner ultimately resigned as part of a civil case, and as a result, the formal village hearing was canceled. I also want to be clear that this is about doing the right thing the right way. When something happens, we need to address it, follow the law, and hold ourselves accountable to the same standard as everyone else. At this point, the focus is on moving forward, serving our residents, and continuing our work for our community for what they expect and what they deserve. With that, there is now a vacancy here on council. If you are interested in that and being a part of this village moving forward in a positive direction, I encourage you to submit your letter of interest to the mayor. Thank you.
I did forget to do the roll call. Let me go ahead and make that roll call, please. Mr. Owens? Here. Just say state by here. Mrs. Zager? Here. Mr. Dorsey? Here. Mr. Smith? Here. Mr. Staten?
Here.
Thank you for that. Public comments. At this time, we have three people that want to speak today. Just please note that the persons wishing to make comments will be limited to 3 minutes only. And if you do have a response or something from the audience, we will be limiting to that to just if you want to go ahead and talk, just go ahead and do the 3 minutes. And also, I just wanted to make sure everybody knows you will have another time. The council is opened up to the public. The third meeting of a month, the third month will be a meeting that is open to the public. So if you do have further comments, please save those for then, and then that you can address those then. And there will be a limit of 30 minutes total time for the public comments. First is Claremont County Senior Services. Bill, you'd like to step up? Thank you for being here tonight.
There, we got it. Still got 3 minutes left, right? My name is Bill Diaz. I'm the CEO of Claremont Senior Services. I just want to come out this evening and talk about a couple things. We are the contracted service provider with the county. We are contracted to provide the services that are funded by the Senior Services Levy, which you will see on the May 5th primary ballot as a renewal. We've not asked for an increase in over 20 years. We have always been exceptional stewards of taxpayer dollars. So I wanted to come out this evening just to talk about our services, what we do with those dollars, so that you're aware in case constituents or community members come to you with questions, and let everyone know if they do have questions that they can reach out to Claremont Senior Services, and we'd be happy to speak with you. So 25% of Claremont County's total population is individuals 60 years of age and older. And between 2030 and 2040, we're about to see a very large increase, 32% of individuals 85 and older. So these services that we provide are incredibly important to the community. We provide services to individuals 60 years of age and older. We do that at no cost to the individual. All we do is ask for a donation or a contribution if they wish to do so. And if they don't, we provide services. As long as they qualify, they'll receive those services regardless. So last year we provided service to over 4,000 older adults, and that doesn't include the impact that we've made on their families and caregivers as well. We provided over 40,000 medical rides to individuals, covering over 700,000 miles across Claremont County and into Hamilton County as well. Provided over 70,000 home delivered meals. Provided over 34,000 hours of home care. 40,000 hours of adult day services, which is a program for older adults that have some form of cognitive impairment, physical limitations, and require 24/7 supervision. So they can come to our facility, and that caregiver can get a moment of respite, a break, so that they can re-energize to continue providing services to their loved one. We have 2 lifelong learning centers, one in Union Township, one in Miami Township. This is for our independent seniors to come and socialize, participate in various forms of programming. We investigated over 700 referrals of adult protective services here in Claremont County. That's abuse, neglect, exploitation. We've got a great staff that goes out there and helps limit the vulnerabilities that they're facing, whatever it might be. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, so going back to being the contracted service provider. So 93 cents of every levy dollar goes right back out into the community in direct service. So all those things that I just spoke about, transportation, home care, home delivered meals. We also have a home repair program that can go out and do some safety repairs for individuals, all going right back out into the community. So on May 5th, when you go out to complete your civic duty, we just ask that you think about all the services that I just mentioned, and what that means to not only Batavia Village, but to the Claremont County community as a whole. So, thank you very much.
We thank you for everything that you do and your senior services does for our county.
Say that again.
Thank you for everything you do and everything that senior services does for our county.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Just a question for you.
Yeah.
I was at a meeting last month, and or last week, I should say, and I think one of your compatriots was there talking about the levy. I just wanted to follow up because I don't know that you had time to make that point. The home repair services, there's no other real organization providing that service to the seniors in Claremont County, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, I think that's really important for people to understand that that's such a unique service you're providing to our elderly members of the community.
Yeah, it's incredible. And if I can elaborate just quickly, that is the only program, the only piece of levy funding that our home repair program gets is for the one staff member that coordinates all the repairs. Everything else we go out and apply for grants to purchase materials and the labor. So wheelchair ramps, hand railing installations, grab bars. We do minor plumbing and electrical work. But it's one of the programs that has an income guideline as well because of the grant requirements, but most older adults that need the assistance qualify. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great evening. Yes, have a great evening. Thank you.
Mr. Gallagher.
Chuck Gallagher, Claremont County Airport. Apologize, it was a busy month of March, and I haven't been here in a while. But I'm glad probably glad to see me back. The one quick comment, we don't have meeting minutes on the website anymore, unless I'm looking at the wrong place. The last meeting minutes on there is from November of 2025. If somebody, all right, yeah. And I real briefly, I want to circle back to the annexation that we were talking about last month. And so here I have an invoice for Michael Minimere, attorney at law, an invoice to the Village of Batavia for legal services to be rendered for beach, coal-fired, expedited Type 2 annexation from Batavia Township to the Village of Batavia. So this is dated August 25th, 2025. The annexation was never brought up to the old council until December of 2025 meeting. Yet there was no pre-annexation agreements because we asked. And this sure seems like an agreement to me if I'm going to have somebody pay my legal fees for me. I don't know, I'm confused. And then, listening to the meeting, there was reference to the letter from Mr. Minimere. It's a nice letter. It doesn't seem threatening to me. I don't think there's a mention of a lawsuit or anything in here, but others were talking in the meeting about being afraid of being sued. I don't know how you can be sued when you're paying for the lawyer. I would surely hope you would collect your $9,000 back from Beach and Kofac because $8,500 legal fees and there's a $500 application fee that was paid in January. I don't know, it's confusing. So if there's more light on that, I'd be interested. If you guys pay legal fees, let me know where to sign up because I got some. I'll be happy to submit an expense report. But I don't know. We're told there's no pre-annexation agreement. Then we're paying legal fees back last August. It doesn't get brought up until council, until December. There's a lot going on out there that we don't know about. And basically, these people are paying the legal fees. It's coming out of their tax funding. So that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Albright.
Well, Bill Albright, Marby Lane, outsider again. Appreciate what you just said, Dorsey. Appreciate that. But I didn't have no faith in you guys because you all ran together, the gang of four, I'm calling you. I did a little interview out here. She said she's going to let the investigation run its course. I ain't worried about the criminal charges. I ain't worried about Gardner. But any public official going to yell at me, I guarantee you it's going to be another one of them. And it's going to be kiss my ass again. And if you want to take it outside, I'm not worried about that either. I wanted him to resign. I made sure that happened for you. No investigation needed, no nothing. Had that done. This guy brought up, before I got distracted last meeting, this guy brought up Bean and Brew. I got this for you, Dorsey. I had it in my hand, but I got a little distracted. That's the pay. That's on the back is what you paid. That's not current. If that's what you think of contracts, it's not even close.
I believe it was current up until March. He had paid up to March, is what I heard. He is current. He had asked for a delay in his initial payments start time, and that was granted by the former council and administration.
There was a big blow up. I posted 35 pages on Facebook last year when I got that payment schedule and got me booted off Facebook for a while over that payment book. I mean, it's a contract, a $200,000 interest-free contract, and the guy can't even make the payment. And you're up there telling this guy he's current, and that ain't right.
Last I had talked to Chip, he is current right now.
He's about a year behind right now. First payment was due 24.
He got an extension.
Yeah.
So,
I wish I could get an extension on all my contracts. I've had it out with most of them people up there. I don't even know his name. What's your finance guy's name?
Justin, Mr. Russell.
Mr. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Russell, has anybody from the township come to you and asked how much value is in this village?
Nobody from the village, and I haven't received an email or anything.
You're about 3 weeks away from a levy, man. You guys are going to lose your fire department. I don't care what anybody says. I'm blasting to the world. I'm not voting for any levy. I'm going to help you out with that. You're still going to have a CJ Fed because until somebody comes up with a contract, hard numbers, somebody can fact check and make sure they get paid and not get an extension, there ain't no way somebody should vote for that levy. I mean, it's bad enough you're paying legal fees for everybody else after you guys go after everybody. I mean, that's pathetic.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you all those who stepped up to make a comment. Executive session. You want to go ahead and take this first, sir?
At this point, pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22G8, is there a motion from council to go to executive session to consider confidential information relating to economic development or negotiations with other political subdivisions? Do that by roll.
Mr. Owens? Yes. Mrs. Agar? Yes. Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
And Mr. Staton?
Yes.
Motion passes. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we're going to go into executive session. We shall return soon. That would be Randy, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
watch the township meeting I did the other night?
No.
There's some 90-year-old lady.
Just 1 minute. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. Just 1 minute. We're waiting on a council member to come back. So you ready? Yes. Okay, thank you. Motion to return into a regular session.
So moved.
By roll, Mr. Owens,
Yes.
Mrs. Zager,
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey,
Yes.
Mr. Smith? Yes. And Mr. Staton?
Yes.
Okay, back in regular session at 10 after 8. Or, excuse me, 12. Next, fiscal officer, Mr. Russell.
Good evening, residents of the village of Batavia, council. Approval of the minutes for March 9th. Can I get a motion for that?
So moved.
All right, by roll, Mr. Owens,
Yes.
Mrs. Zagar,
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey,
Yes.
Mr. Smith? Yes. Mr. Staton?
Yes.
Thank you. And motion to approve minutes for March 23, 2026. Can I get a motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, and by roll, Mr. Owens,
Yes.
Mrs. Zagar,
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey,
Yes.
Mr. Smith? Yes. Mr. Staton? Yes. All right, February bank reconciliation is complete. And can I get a motion to approve the February bank reconciliation? And I believe it is down there by Mr. Staton.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, and by roll, Mr. Owens,
Yes.
Mrs. Zagar,
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey,
Yes.
Mr. Smith? Yes. And Mr. Staton?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, ordinance 1565-26. I inadvertently lowered the appropriations for 2026 with the county, and these are the correct appropriations that I've worked on with Mr. Bill Gilpin, and I am requesting an emergency to waive the 3 readings and have the appropriations approved. Do I have a motion?
And if I may, for council, the reason for the emergency is to make sure that the village's books are corrected as quickly as possible. That does qualify as an emergency, and I do recommend, as your solicitor, that it be passed as an emergency.
And I also will ask, do you have any questions about anything before you do that? Council?
No questions about it being an emergency.
Any council on Mrs. Zager? Mr. Owens, anyone? Okay. We have, Steve, did you make the first motion? I'm sorry, did you make the motion too? No. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Could I have a motion for the emergency? And to waive the 3 readings?
I'll make a motion for the declared emergency and waive it for 3 readings.
By roll? Mr. Staton? Yes. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Owens,
Yes.
Mr. Zager, and Mr. Dorsey.
Yes.
And that has passed. Okay, and now a motion to adopt 156426 to reflect the current revenue
Point
budget.
of order.
I'll make a,
Okay, go ahead, sir.
make a motion to call the question, not to approve. But I will make a motion to call the question on the item.
Okay, second to call the question.
I'll second that.
By roll. Mr. Satan,
No.
Mrs. Zager, Mr. Owens,
No.
Mr. Smith. And that motion did not pass. That was, do you need to know who? Yes, if you want to have a discussion. Do you want to, Mr. Dorsey, you can, do you want to vote too? Sure. To move to discussion? No, you got to vote on the current.
Sure. So it's already.
Right now it's 2-1.
It's 2-1, sir.
Unless my math is off.
3-1. It's 3-1.
It's already killed. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
Ordinance numbers are different on the proposal and on the motion.
1565-26 and 1564-26.
I'm new, please be patient. I did inadvertently do that. So it should be 1565, 26.
Good catch.
That was Jim.
Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Dorsey, if you wouldn't mind voting, then I'm going to ask Mr. Fenton to repeat his motion, only with the corrected number. You might as well just do that if you don't mind.
Which one is the 6526 the correct number or the?
1565, 26 is correct.
Okay, I make a motion to call the question on ordinance 1565-26, which is to submit to the county the full year appropriations, amended appropriations.
No.
He's calling it with the right number now, so you can answer discussion.
All right, I move for some, sorry, I make a motion for some discussion on this ordinance.
Does anyone want to discuss, or anyone of the members of the council want to discuss
Yeah, I'll
1565?
explain my previous vote. My previous vote was based upon, I spent the weekend looking over data I had received from the treasurer concerning the last year's actual appropriations figures, trying to match data up, and then coming up and talking to them. And the appropriate, I just couldn't get answers that made me comfortable. I got answers like, well, this is a 6-month figure. And then, well, it's not exactly a 6-month figure, it's a doubled figure, which to me would have been 6 months. But the numbers weren't double in some of the categories. Some of the categories had huge changes, some that I could account for, some that I couldn't account for. There was just enough in my discussion that I didn't feel comfortable. I believe all of you should vote your conscience after, you've had time to look at the numbers and go from there. I mean, I'm sure if it's wrong, the county will just kick it back again, correct, Counselor?
That is correct.
But I have to feel comfortable with the information I'm given, and I did not.
So we have a motion on the table. Any more discussion? Or any of the council members? Okay, go ahead.
Could they clarify maybe what the insurance and insurance benefits went from 60 to 105?
Well, he gave us one thing and then he gave us something else done on a spreadsheet that makes me uncomfortable too, because it's not UAN numbers.
What we could do is, though I know I did see one big large change, especially since Mr. Geist was not, I think it was a 94% decrease. That was correct?
That would be correct.
That was something that was a very large change, because he's not part of our village anymore. So that was probably one of those large numbers that was changed.
And one of the insurance numbers I could substantiate, and I could substantiate the police budget increase due to the previously approved vehicles. Same with construction, street on the truck, correct? For the truck. But then there are things showing up in other categories that were different than the past. And I just couldn't get answers that made me comfortable. And I think that's the part that bothered me the most. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. I just didn't have the comfort level to agree with it. Normally, I can look at a set of books and tell you where the numbers are coming and where they're going. I didn't like that it was on a separate spreadsheet and not a UAN-generated number that I know can't be as easily changed. And that's nothing new to receive things on spreadsheets like that. But it's a lot easier to make errors on there than it is to let the computerized system generate it.
Can we come back to this next month?
Justin,
And when we get, I'm sorry.
Because it was already rejected by the county, do we have a deadline still?
They meet next month. Again, I went over these numbers with somebody who's a lot smarter than me, who's been in government a lot longer than I am. I'm being honest. I worked with Mr. Gilpin. We went line by line. He didn't want me to leave any money on the table for any of these lines. And I felt confident in those projections, which are similar to what you all approved that went to the county. The county kicked it back. There were 3 items that I needed to decrease. I'm sorry that I couldn't give a more substantial answer or pull anything properly from UAN, but I'm confident in these numbers. So
Okay, and that's fine, but you said there were 3 numbers that they kicked it back based upon.
yes,
But the spreadsheet I was given, virtually every number was double or approximately double the previous number on the left-hand column. So that shows me that more than 3 things were changed.
yes, I took and reduced all of them instead of just the 3. So I inadvertently lowered appropriations for every column and every line. So I'm still learning, and I appreciate the patience.
And again, what we can do, we can table this item. We can even table this item if that's what would be all right with Mr.
Motion was to call the question.
Okay.
Justin, can I just ask a question? If we would table this tonight, would there be an impact on the finances as far as what you guys need to pay?
Absolutely.
Let it go through 5-1.
Sorry. Mr. State?
I mean, I have no issue with it being passed and going through 5-1. I just think it's important with the amount of time I spent on it, that, looking at the numbers, that, you know, I spent all weekend and then came up and asked questions, and that really requires quite a bit of effort. And everybody else has had the opportunity to look at it. If they're comfortable with the numbers, and I still think we have a backstop with the county. If it's not good this time, they'll kick it back again. And it's not unusual for the county to kick these tax budgets back through audits and stuff all the time. But
I apologize, Mr. Staton, for, my mind was focused on paying payroll and getting things done this morning, and I probably should have stopped what I was doing. So I apologize not being able to give you exactly what you needed to make a decision.
And we can still go ahead and do the motion to call in question.
yeah, call
There's
the question.
the first, we'll go by roll. Mr. Staton?
I'm still a no.
Okay. Mr. Dorsey?
Can you guys clarify, when you say call the question, like,
That comes about, Randy, because I'm uncomfortable with the fact that the motion is to approve, not to vote on something, and that I can make a motion to call a vote without automatically agreeing to the approval of such an item. That's why I chose to do it that way.
I just don't understand, like, so are we still voting like we normally would?
Yes, you're voting, a yes vote means you're in favor of passing it, a no vote means you're not. It just should change the wording in the minutes of next month from approve to call the question.
Okay, thank you.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Chris?
No, you're not. You're
You are
right.
correct.
You're right.
You're procedurally putting it to a vote without putting your name on an approval.
So we have a first, we have a no from Mr. Staton. Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Owens?
Yes.
Mrs. Zager?
Yes.
And Mr. Smith?
Yes.
That motion passes. Okay?
It can still be amended next month.
And we can, again, and this can still be amended next month. And we can drill down further with that. Okay. Let's see, we got Jay Russell. Okay, we have,
Both of these are first readings. So.
yeah. 1466. Oh, 1465. Yep. So we have in the ordinance, do you want to, first, this is a first reading?
The next two are first readings, so.
Go ahead, you want to- I can read it. Whereas the Council of the Village of Batavia, Ohio understands that it may be authorized to money held within the fund previously adopted by the Village of Village Council may be reallocated within the fund. And whereas the Council of the Village of Batavia also has determined that the appropriate fiscal policy and that the fiscal officer should be provided the authority to allocate those reallocated funds with the funds accounted, covered the previously adopted appropriations, subject to notify that by the fiscal officer to the village council. And whereas the council of the Village of Batavia has the previous given authority to the fiscal officer to allocate the reallocated funds to the village fund accounts covered by the previously adopted appropriations, and by the adopted ordinances 12-1210-011, and the Council of the Village of Batavia, Ohio now wants to reaffirm, that authority. Now therefore, be it attained that the ordinance 121011 is hereby reaffirmed as follows. Section 1, that the commencing of the 2026 appropriation of the fiscal officer for the Village of Batavia Ohio shall thereafter be authorized to allocate or reallocate funds within the village fund accounts covered by the previous adopted appropriations. The fiscal officer shall provide the village council with the report of any money moved within the fund and the next regularly scheduled meeting of the village council. Section 2, it hereby found that determined that the formal actions of the council concerning relating to the adoption of this ordinance were adopted to open the meeting of the council, and that all deliberations of the council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all the legal requirements of Section 21.22, the Ohio Revised Code. Is that 121.22? Now, do we need a motion?
No, it's first reading.
Oh, that's right, the first reading. That is the first reading, sorry. Okay, the next one would be I.F. Justin Russell, Clerk of the Council of the Village of Batavia, Claremont County, hereby certified that the foregoing ordinances in the published of the Claremont County Sun once a week for 2 consecutive weeks, being on April, doesn't have a date, 2026. Next, Village Office Resolution of 35526, first reading, adopted a 2027 tax budget, whereas the ORC 5705.30 requires a tax budget adopted by on or before July 15th, and 2 copies must be submitted by the county auditor on or before July 20th. And whereas the Council of the Village of Batavia reviewed the tax for 2026. Now therefore being resolved, Section 1, that the Council of the Village of Batavia hereby adopts the tax budget for 2027. Section 2 is that the fiscal officer of the Village of Batavia and authorized and directed to submit to the tax budget to the Claremont County Auditor. Section 3, and it be further resolved that the village council hereby finds and determines that the formal actions relative to the passage of the resolution were taken in an open meeting of the council and the deliberations of the council and its committees, if any, which resulted in formal actions were taken under the meeting open to the public, in the full compliance with the applicable legal requirements, including 121.22 Ohio Revised Code, Section 4. This ordinance hereby declares to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the public peace, health, safety, and morals of the welfare of the Village of Batavia due to the reasons for the Ohio Revised Code.
This is a first reading, I apologize.
It's the first reading.
Yeah, you skipped Section 4.
Okay, sorry. I apologize. I was just reading verbatim.
You are.
Okay, that is the first reading also. And then at the end, it says, I, Justin Rustin, Clerk of the Council of the Village of Batavia, Claremont County, does hereby certify that the foregoing ordinances and published in the Claremont County Sun once a week for 2 consecutive weeks beginning on, and it is no deep because, again, police report. Do you have any questions? Yes, sir.
Section 4.
So, yes, that is first read. This is the first reading, sir.
I understand that's a first reading.
Yes, sir.
But it says it's hereby declared to be an emergency. How can it be a first reading?
That's why.
So I told him to strike that from his first reading.
That's what he struck. I apologize. I was
Okay,
just
so section 4 should be struck.
correct.
from all copies.
So in your copies, council,
I
just
thought you picked up what he said.
was your mic on, sir?
No, I apologize.
Oh, there you go.
For purpose of clarification, I picked up that Section 4 was reflecting an emergency, and this is a first reading. So I advised the mayor not to read that into the record since we're going to amend it on the spot, even though it's the first reading. So you can strike Section 4 from that portion of the proposed resolution.
Any other questions for the council? Thank you. Chief Williams. Hey, he's already there.
Mayor,
Hey, Chief.
Village Council, the March 2026 council report.
Yeah, I need.
Is it better? Is it on? Oh, I'm just not close enough. The March 2026 council report On March 28th, the police department was involved in the annual Rotary Club Easter egg hunt. The event was well attended, and it was another great opportunity for the department to show their support to the community. Also on the 28th, there was a No Kings protest, which was conducted in front of the courthouse. It was attended by approximately 200 individuals. The protest was peaceful. There were no arrests during the event. The numbers for the month, we had 229 calls for service, 91 traffic stops, 10 arrests, 40 citations, 68 warnings, 13 crash reports, 15 offense reports, and 41 incident reports. There were also 28 public records requests during that time. And that's the end of my report. Any questions?
Any questions to the chief? I will. Thank you so very much for going up to the Easter egg hunt. We really appreciate your support with that.
No problem, sir.
And thank you for everything you do for our village.
I have a question,
Oh,
Chief.
go.
I'm sorry. I had a resident ask me about the amount of wrecks that have happened at, is it Fifth Street, coming down the Twisty Hill there in that corner? And I just didn't know, have we seen an increase lately?
No, sir.
Okay.
There has not been an increase. Now, I don't know that that will change going into the summer, but during the winter months, there hasn't been an increase, which would make sense. People drive a little bit safer coming down the hill when they know there's snow or, slick conditions, but there hasn't been an increase.
Okay. I just know that someone said that there's a fire truck and, I don't know, that there was a couple accidents this last month kind of in that area, so thank you.
Again, thank you, chief. Okay. Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Mayor. In the last month, my office was quite busy on behalf of the village. I want to start by, though, my comments by extending my thanks as the village solicitor to the Claremont County Prosecutor's Office and to the Claremont County Sheriff's Department. As a result of the the March 23rd incident, it was my opinion that we needed to have an outside agency take over all things relating to that incident. And they most ably stepped in, took it over, and I believe reached resolution on the matters. And again, as a solicitor for the village, I thank them for their able assistance in the way they jumped right in and took it over. I thought it was important that this was handled by an outside agency, and they did it without question, and I thank them. In the last month, otherwise, on behalf of the village, there were many matters going on. Mr. Stewart is doing his best to keep me busy. And I wanted to note that in the last month, I've prepared a couple of proposed agreements. They're still in draft format, but one of which is we have provided to the schools a proposed agreement to use a piece of their land as a park in our community. And we are hopeful that the schools will come back to us and be able to work with us. But it was, I understand from Mr. Stewart, a very nice conversation, and they did ask us to send over our proposed suggestions with respect to putting a nice little park on the property up there. So we're going to look at that. I've also revised the standing resource officer agreement that we have with the schools to reflect council's standing now suggestion that we go from providing one resource officer to the schools to two. And the village will be doing that. And I did provide that contract to Mr. Stewart. He will be reviewing it. We'll get it up to the schools. And again, we're hopeful that these areas of commonality continue to help the parties move forward, work together. And I do thank them for their time on these issues. The schools has been very amicable discussions on these issues, and it's nice to see matters in which the village can do things for its citizens. Wanted to note for everyone, speaking of citizens, that on May 8th, there will be a mediation in the Claremont County Court in relation to the CRT property. That's me crossing my fingers, hoping that on the next council meeting I can report that we've had significant progress with respect to the property. But we will be meeting with the court and the court's mediator and Mr. Bach on that date and with his counsel. Other matters that we've worked on in the last month include, I don't want to steal from Mr. Stewart's report, but there was the issue of the blockage of the sewer pipe under 900 Kilgore. And my office did review the property, all the property and parcel descriptions in relation to that area. I can represent to the members of council and the people here today that there is nothing of record that we were able to locate that suggests that the pipe that goes under that property is the village's. There's no easement in relation to it. So while we continue to monitor its condition as it impacts other properties throughout the village, we are looking at that pipe as simply something that impacts the rest of the village, but not the village's pipe. I'm using the word pipe a lot there, but that's the best way to describe it. Final matter I do request from council at this time is it did not make it on the report, but I do have a request that we go to executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22G3. That is to meet with council to discuss pending and imminent litigation. As always, there are matters that I am involved in on behalf of the village that are not matters for public discussion so that the village can be adequately prepared on legal matters. I apologize to everyone who's here today. I can only represent you that it will be a fast meeting and there will be no request for action to be taken after that executive session. So I do have a request for that at this time.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Before we do that? That pipe that you were talking about over on do we know who owns it? Do we have any?
The property, the property in question is owned by, and Chip, you have to help me on the name of the business. I know the name of the family that owns the business. 900 Kilgore.
It's 600 Kilgore.
600,
and
excuse me.
Used to be the old,
Anderson
it used to be the old Social Security building in the village.
And so what we had, Mr. Dorsey, was there was a backup of water. And when they actually put a camera into the pipe, and the initial look at it, it looked like a boulder had gotten into the pipe. Well, once they literally got up into the pipe, they realized it was just one stick leads to another, and before you know it, literally the pipe was almost occluded with just debris. They cleared it out. The pipe is flowing today. I hazard to make a guess as to how long it took to get to that condition, and it being opened, I'm assuming it's going to flow freely for quite some time. However, the question was asked, while it impacts other properties in the village, so we have to be concerned. The question is, is it our pipe to maintain, to restore, and to do things to it? And Mr. Stewart has a few comments on that and how to make sure that we're protecting the rest of the village. Because when the pipe backs up, then what happens is water then backs up into the adjoining properties, and we have some other issues.
Thank you.
Okay, go, sir. I'm sorry. Okay. Any other council member has a question? Okay. To follow the request from our solicitor for an executive session following the 121.22G3, do I have a motion? Oh, that was let's do that. Randy got that one on that one. And Mr. Staton second. And then Mr. Dorsey, by roll. Mr. Dorsey? Yes. Mr. Staton? Yes. Mr. Owens?
Yes.
Mrs. Agger? Yes. And Mr. Smith? Yes. Okay. It is 8:45. 8:45. missing one? Who we? Okay, everybody? Oh, I didn't see Mr. Staten. I thought Mr. Staten was gone. Sorry. Council, are you ready? Council, are we ready to get back into regular session?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, do I have a motion to come back to regular session?
I'll second.
Okay. That was first from Mr. Staten and second by Ms. Zagar. Okay, Mr. Staten. Oh, by roll, Mr. Staten? Yes. Mrs. Zagar?
Yes.
Mr. Owens?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
And Mr. Smith? Yes. We're back in regular session at 9:08. Okay, Chip, Village Administrator.
Good evening. My report for tonight, River Point Apartments, I've seen additional truckloads of the dirt being trucked in. According to the last conversation I had with the developer, site work should begin this month sometime soon. Harvest Meadows Apartments, they applied for the monument sign permit, and they expect occupancy to start on the first building up there in May. Streamside Rental Properties, Howe Homes is still awaiting bids for construction. They were approved for their final development plan. They're looking like a starting time frame of this summer sometime for their 300 multifamily unit townhome format up there. I did meet with Superintendent Keith Millard from the schools down at the Broadway property regarding the community park. As Mr. Moore stated, I did send a IGA/lease agreement draft for them to look at, and hopefully we'll hear something back from them on that pretty soon. I will need a motion from council for me to enter into that IGA agreement once we get that finalized with the Batavia School Park. The village will also begin paying 100% for the 2 SROs starting in July. I just got that sample contract from Mr. Moore today, and I'll get that over to Mr. Millard tomorrow. And I'll also need a motion from council to enter into that agreement with them.
Okay, can I have a motion to enter into an agreement with the Batavia Local School District for an IG, you have something to say? Okay, IGA/lease for the park. Do I have a motion? Mr. Smith. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, by roll. Mr. Smith? Yes. Mrs. Zager? Yes. Mr. Owens?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
And Mr. Staten? Yes. Vote pass. Okay, motion to enter into an agreement with the Batavia Local School District for the new agreement for providing SRO services. Do I have a motion? Move. Randy? Sorry, Steve. That was a photo finish. And then, Mr. Staten, second? Yes. Okay, by roll. Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Staten? Yes. Mr. Owens?
Yes.
Mrs. Zager?
Yes.
And Mr. Smith? Yes. That motion passes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Last Friday, I met with Dean Bauer for lunch to discuss an upgrade to the sign that we had talked about earlier, that the mayor had discussed with them about down at the College Drive and West Main Street. He is open for doing something there again, not necessarily as big as the one that they were talking about doing before, but he is open for looking for a sign upgrade. Currently, they have the kind where you have to place the letters on, and they've been maintaining half of it, and the village got the other side, but we want to put an electronic sign similar to the one we have out here in front of this building. So we're going to look at doing that. They also are wanting to participate in our Batavia Fun Fair and possibly the America 250, but donations for that. But they do want to establish a stronger relationship with the village, and they are up for that. I also got some information from them about and relayed some information so we could get possibly an AV tech to help out with the AV and recording our meetings. I actually did, after this agenda went out, I met with a graduate who is interested in working on a contract basis for our meetings to run all this equipment you see sitting here in front of me. Casey's is planning to start their project down on West Main Street April 20th. I haven't heard any updates to that, so I'm assuming that's still good. I did speak with Claremont County about the sidewalk grant, and we should be getting that awarded this month to extend the sidewalk from West Main Street down to the Clough Spur down by the Eagles. We're waiting on the construction to start and the timelines from ODOT for the Harold Road interchange. We still have the temporary solution up there right now. We haven't been having the America 250 meetings. The event will be Thursday, July 2nd. We had to change it from the 3rd to accommodate fireworks because most of them had already been booked up on the 3rd and the 4th. Still working on the final site for the location for the fireworks. We've got 2 locations. One could be the Jurgensen property where they removed all the dirt for the Buxton interchange. And the other one is possibly the old middle school location up on the hill on Bower Avenue. We've actually started to receive some of the sponsorship donations. Right now we've got about 12,000 in from 4 different vendors. And thank you, Mr. Gallagher. I think he was with the Eastern Cincinnati Aviation and Sport. He's donated money for that. The Rubel sign, Norton has submitted the permits to ODOT, so they're just awaiting that before they start on that sign down on the Rubel property at the Red Barn. As Mr. Moore stated, we've been working on clearing the stormwater culvert on Kilgore. I think we're still waiting on it to be TV'd. We're waiting on another storm to at least get some of the smaller sediment pushed through that drainage before we can actually get a good video of how that whole system is actually looking. Public Works has also started, I don't know if they were out today, cleaning some of the traffic islands, mulching and cleaning those up for the spring. And the new truck cab and chassis will be in by the end of June, beginning of July. Then it'll go to the company in the end to complete the outfit for that new dump truck for the service department. Maddox Industrial Transformers, they're looking to move into the old fire department building this month. They were kind of put a little behind on the new parking lot due to the weather, but they were actually paving that today, so they should be moving in anytime soon. And they also have expressed interest in donating to not only the fun fair, but also the America 250. Community reinvestment area, the CRA report was submitted to the state. Council needs to appoint 2 council members to the CRA as the 2 members previously appointed to council are no longer on council. So we'll need a motion to appoint 2, I guess, volunteers to that housing council.
Do you want to do that now, sir? Okay. Do I have 2 people that would like to be on that council?
Just for information, all the housing council really does is verify the report that we're required by the state to send to every year. So it's not approving any tax abatements for any neighborhoods. This is all stuff that's already been done, that we're required by the Ohio Department of Development to submit that report annually for the existing incentives that we already have in place. Once a year, yep.
Hold on a second. Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the 2 council members that are willing to sit on the CRA Housing Council? That would be Laura Zager and Randy Dorsey. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Who was the first? I'm sorry. Mr. Owens? Owens. And Mr. Smith. Okay. What, is that a by roll? Ah, okay. Let's see, who was that? I apologize. Let's see. Mr. Dorsey, no, Mr. Dorsey.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Owens. I apologize. Mr. Dorsey, yes. Mrs. Zager,
Yes.
Mr. Smith. Yes. And Mr. Staton. Yes. And that passes. Thank you for volunteering, both council members. Appreciate
Thank you.
that. And that is once a year, and then I'm very sure Chip will give you the dates when it comes
Yeah,
available.
the report has to be submitted by the end of March of every year, so we usually have the meeting right before that where we review the documents that I put together for that submission to the state. Yeah, it's already done for this year, correct.
Next year.
The armory
Thank you.
system, the AV system, I already mentioned that I have a potential person to contract with to actually run the equipment in here. All the equipment has been updated and replaced or reconfigured, so we should be good to go there. From an IT perspective, the offsite backup should be completed this week to get the offsite backup done, and that's really the last piece we need to comply with the new state requirements that they came out with. As far as zoning goes, total 36 permits so far for 2026. Streamside has 12 new home permits. Harvest Meadows has 14. Still working on 9 violations and 4 in the court process. Zoning cases, Bunnell Hill final development plan for the concept plan that you all approved in your first meeting in January is set for the actual April hearing. And we are probably going to have another final development plan approval for Harvest Meadows Phase 5 and 6, which are the last 2 phases that they have. They're running about 3 to 4 years ahead of time with the sales and the homes up there. And that concludes my report.
Any questions for our administrator? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chip. Okay, at this point in time, I'm just going to make a little hash mark that wasn't on the original, just as to make a little, as a council, you have to, since Mike was at the time, Mr. Gardner was not, he was currently the vice mayor. I will just need a appointment for vice mayor from the council. Do you want to talk amongst yourselves? Do you have already a vote that you want to do? Do you know who you want? So I'll leave it up to you. For vice mayor. Can I take?
I would like to nominate Steve Staton.
I'd like to second that. Okay, and that was first by Mrs. Zager. Second by Mr. Smith. Is that an all in favor by roll? By roll. Okay. By roll, Mrs. Zager?
Yes.
Mr. Smith? Yes. I'm sorry. Before. Okay. I had Mr. Owens. Mr. Owens?
Yes.
And then Randy?
Yes.
And then and then Steve? I'll agree. Okay. I didn't know how to do that one. I was going to say, well, maybe. Okay. Congratulations, Mr. Staton. We'll get you that vice mayor's sticker. Oh, great. Sorry. Put that right up.
I have just one question.
Yes, sir.
Mike was on the fire board.
Correct. I have that next.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. I was going to mention that, sir. Thank you for reminding me. I would like to actually have a motion to have Mr. Owens actually join the fire and EMS board. Or does anybody else want to do that? Or do I have it? I don't have to do it by roll on that one. All in favor for, do I have a first?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, second by Randy. All in favor? You can say aye. Congratulations, Mr. Owens. Thank you for accepting that role for the committee for fire board. I'm sorry.
First meeting's next Monday.
Oh, you're welcome. And then secondly, Mr. Gardner also did, he was the chairman, if I remember right. He was the chairman of the finance, and we just needed another council member to be able to have on that role. And Mrs. Zager, would you be up to having that role be placed onto you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, excellent. And do I have a motion to, Rand? Second by Steve. All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations. Thank you, Mrs. Egger. Okay, and this is, thank you, council, for letting me able to do that. I just didn't not want to forget that for this month. Okay, this is my portion in the meeting. I just want to relay to you, we had a loss in our community of a member that had really recent loss and that had really given a lot to the village of Batavia, and I just want to recognize her. That would be Kathy McCoy. She lived over on Wood Street. Just to read, because of time, I'm just going to read just a little bit of this. Kathy McCoy's Leon's legacy in the village of Batavia is one of those visions, generosity, and unwavering dedication to the community. For decades, she played a vital role in preserving and enhancing the heart of the village, leaving a lasting impact that will be felt for generations. As you look in this building too, if Wayne, did Wayne leave? Okay. Wayne actually helped, and actually Mrs. Leone, create this motif of the armory. All the pictures you see around you, and the offices, the kitchen, she actually helped design that. In 2002, Kathy initiated a reimbursement of the street lights onto Main Street, bridge over the East Fork River. She personally contributed much of the refunding and inspired others to give matching donations and of citizens and the business, while encouraging village staff and volunteers to contribute their services. Also, I have here, she donated to these framed pictures are actually movements of the, you have to forgive me here, I've got a little synopsis of that. From World War II, bear with me just a second. I'm gonna get this here. And I'll just give you a little brief history. These pictures are dedicated to the 79th Infantry Division, the Cross Lorraine, commanded by Major General Walsh, landed on Utah Beach, Normandy, in June 14, 1944, under General George S. Patton, if you remember him, the Third Army. That these pictures played a crucial, the maps here, played a crucial, the 79th Infantry Division played a crucial role in capturing Cherbourg, or Schaumburg, crossing the Seine River, which was in France, and accelerating the liberation of France. Again, that actually division landed at Normandy. So it actually tells you about the path. They came in on the beach and came all the way through until the end and going into Germany. I would like to actually have the blessings of the council to place that somewhere in here, if that's all right with you, and get a plaque in her name that she donated this as being a person that actually did a lot for our village. And you can read I actually gave you each one of these. You can read on. This is just a small portion of what she did for the village and our community. There's also a much larger portion of this, and if you want that, I can also pass it on to you. So if it's all right, if I could actually place these, because this is an armory, I would thought that these would be appropriate, and especially since she did do a lot of design work in this, to place these here in donation by her, because nothing actually, I don't think, no, I'm correct, nothing else has her name on it. So I was figuring that would be, if that's all right with you as a council. Yes. Okay. Does anybody have anything else to say? Did they know her personally, Mrs. Leone, at all? Have any? Okay. Well, again, you could just read the synopsis of what she did for our community, and thank her and thank her family for giving us these pictures. We really appreciate that. Yeah, Joanne, did you want to say anything? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let me see here. I wanted to also mention, well, that's pretty much it. have of that. We'll get to the other discussions I like to have about the new business. Other concerns, so that's my part. Other concerns and considerations of the village? Anyone?
I have a reminder, Mr. Mayor.
I will.
The cemetery board joint meeting between the village and the township is scheduled for our next regular meeting, May the 10th at 6:30 PM, immediately preceding the council meeting.
May 10th?
Correct.
At 5, is that 5 or 6 you said, sir?
I'm sorry, sir.
6:30? What time is that?
6:30.
6:30, thank you. We'll also put that,
On May 10th.
we'll put that on the sign too, sir.
We need to get the minutes on the website then?
Yes, sir.
They haven't been on since November.
Chip, since you hear that, you were gone when.
Yeah, I heard. I'll make sure that we get those, all the ones that are signed up, either tomorrow or by sometime tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. I'm sorry. Mr. Stanton, did you?
No, we were just
Okay.
making sure the date was correct.
So I want to actually open it up also to new businesses, a new business for the village council. I did receive an email from Councilwoman Zager about, which I thought was a great idea, about a key box. Mrs. Zager, can you explain a little bit more about the key boxes, what they pertain to?
The city of Milford uses a key box, and it's a lock box that they would attach to an individual's home if they are interested in having a box, if they are elderly or have some physical disabilities, that then the police officers and fire would have a key to those boxes so that they could open and get a key to their house to get in if they needed assistance. The city of Milford has had a good response on that, and I've looked at some of the prices of the boxes that the city of Milford purchased from. One, they did their first initial purchase of boxes, they had a donation for. The boxes are anywhere from $40 to $49 each. And then the second round of boxes that they purchased, they did with a grant from FEMA.
Perfect, and thank you for that idea. Those ideas, thank you for the village of Batavia, especially for the senior. You heard from senior services how many people are going to be turning, 60, well, I'm already there. But
Yeah.
again, as they get older, the health checks and wellness checks, it makes it a lot easier. And I don't, Chief, you want to fill us in how you do a health check, or when you come up to a door, if they don't respond, have you ever heard of those key boxes, Chief?
Access to the home or residence, and if we can't, we then can make entry by using the key in the lockbox.
Very good.
It saves us damaging property and other issues.
Great idea. Now, how do we go about, do you want to move forward with trying to get those boxes and see how many people would like to have those boxes?
I would like us to put it out there and see what interest we have on how many boxes, and then see about making an initial purchase of some of the boxes, and then maybe do a second order. Are they what? It's a manual, similar, very similar to that.
It's permanently mounted to the structure. So it's a box that has a key, and the key is a common key. So, I mean, I'm familiar with, through my professional work for the Knox company, and they're called Knox boxes. So Knox, okay. So like the ones you hang on the door, these are just mounted permanently on the structure, and then the chief would have keys, the fire department would have keys, but only for on-duty vehicles. So the chief off-duty would not have that key. A police officer off-duty would not have that key. Only like the duty car for the police department and the duty, fire and EMS people would have access to those keys. And there's a coordinated effort with the Knox company that I'm familiar with. We'd have to ask Chief Short, I think, if they have one at the joint fire district, so that they have that common key. So anybody who puts a box up, when you order it, it's keyed in that certain way. So everybody has the same key and it works every box that you install. So it's monitored. There's not 100 keys, there's only one. And the Knox company is the one I'm familiar with. I think there are other companies who do the same. So I don't know, Chief, if you have a Knox key for other businesses use them routinely. Yeah, no, okay. It's like at University of Cincinnati, who's one of my major customers, they have Knox boxes all over to keep that building to be accessible to emergency responders without causing damage to get in the door. They're everywhere.
Did you want me to put it out, and council, do you want me to put it out in a newsletter? Or would you rather me send something individually out to each of the residents of the village of Batavia?
I think, can we put it on our Facebook page and then add it to when the next newsletter goes out? That way we can mark it to all of our residents.
I did speak to Gina today. The next newsletter is going to be going out for May, so she was asking to fill up a little bit more space, so I'll get with her tomorrow and we can put a little blurb in there about them and that.
Can we put a form or something on the website where people can sign up, or is that how we want to do that? I just didn't know how are they going to tell us they.
What we can do is just have them notify the clerk at batavioh.gov, and I'll have Kelly kind of maintain the request for that.
Ms. Zagar, did I hear correctly that grant money was used to pay for these at Milford?
Yes.
I thought.
The first round was a donation from their local Kiwanis that they were able to purchase the boxes with, and then the second round they got from the FEMA. And I looked at the dates, it looked like we missed the FEMA dates for this year,
So, Chris, do we need to direct Chip in some way to look into these matters and see what he can bring to us?
You can direct him to look into these matters. You can also continue to survey. But obviously, if there's grant money available and you just want to go forward with an initial order with grant money, it's worth probably looking into.
Correct, and he wants to be within the cycle, so the sooner he knows to look at it, I'd go ahead and I'd recommend we direct Chip to look into these. I think it's an excellent idea. We've had, in my family, some personal experience where it would have saved a lot of money on repairs of a door frame had the police had access to a home like this. And getting older, anything that allows me to age in place, I think is definitely a benefit to the whole community.
Well stated. And thank you for the idea. Again, listen,
I'll
thank you.
put that on my list.
Thank you, Mr. Staten. Thank you, council. Next would be, this is quick decision, and I know Randy had mentioned this to possibly everyone about Kathy Turner. We had, again, that was another loss. Kathy Turner was a longtime council member, and she was born here. Yes, she was born here too. So Randy, do you want to take it from here? And I just want you to be the one going ahead and talk about this.
I just felt like that with her being the longest sitting woman council person that in that she made a lot of change while she was alive here. She did Christmas in the Village, helped preserve this building, the farmers market, lots of things that she did that she had her hands in that had a lasting impact. And my thought initially was to maybe name the street right out in front here, like Kathy Turner Way, like as a honorary sign. But I think we have lots of ideas, so I was just going to open it up to council if they had any other ideas that they thought we could do to honor her memory.
Ever since I was appointed to fill Kathy Turner's seat, Mr. Runk and I have kind of gone back and forth with this. Some things we got support for, some things we didn't. I recommended to Randy earlier what I'd kind of like to see, depending on what council would like, is to take the park out beside the building here on 2nd and Main and name it Vice Mayor Kathleen Turner Memorial Park, because I can almost guarantee that nobody served as vice mayor longer than Kathy Turner here in the village. And things that we have in the village, we have an Ohio Produce Farmers Market because Kathy pushed for that. We had a beautification committee because Kathy pushed for that. There's just so many things to me that, like the parks and stuff, I think represent Kathy the most to me. And that would be my recommendation, but I'd love to hear all the different
And I
things.
just know,
I
like-
said, Scott and I have toyed with a lot, but never really got much traction with it.
The love that she has for her grandchildren and that she loved to play with them and that kind of thing, I think. And when you're talking about the park, you're talking about like this grassy space right next to council right here. I guess we've been kind of talking about making that a small park. I just, oh. Yeah.
I remember early on, the Christmas in the village, in the old offices, I mean, she drew together almost everything for that every year.
So I just wanted something that was very recognizable, that could be seen, and whether it's a park or a sign, I just think she deserves to have some recognition on Main Street. So I'm okay with the park. I think that would be a fantastic way to honor her, put a nice sign there to recognize her, whatever the council would like to do.
Any further discussion? So council, do you want to think about this, or would you like to move forward with the park idea? I would like to move forward with the park. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I think that would be,
I think it would make sense to make a motion to dedicate, to look into the proper steps needed to dedicate the parcel right next door to the building here as a park, named in honor of Vice Mayor Turner.
do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
There's Steve.
Den Zager. Is that by motion? I mean, by roll? Okay. Mr. Dorsey,
Yes.
Mrs. Zager,
Yes.
Mr. Owens,
Yes.
Mr. Smith, and Mr. C.
Yes.
And then I'll go ahead and, Mr. Our administrator, so we need to move forward with that, sir. In some way, we also had to, I'd actually like one or two of the council members to develop if you can work with them to develop the monument, the marker for that, if it's possible. Is that what you want? To have a monument or a marker? Or do you want something else to come back to you?
That as we go on and look at the cost of what we want to do, and I would also
Okay.
recommend involving the family and seeing what they.
Very good idea.
What they want to do.
Perfect. And if you want to, two of the council members can meet with the family and when that design is happening, and then Randy? you said
I
you're-
touched base with Kelly last night, just making sure that the family would be involved and okay with this honor for her mom, which of course she was ecstatic. But again, it was pretty preliminary because, I don't know how what everybody's ideas are. So I'm sure they would be very excited to be a part of that conversation. I just a question about the vote. We voted, I just didn't know, does that need to be an emergency or is that just I just didn't know what it was.
So I think the vote was to start the process.
Thank you.
As we get to those next steps, should we need, for example, to transfer the park into the land into a different name, I will find out legally if we have to. I think we just denominated it as a park, but I want to confirm that. And we'll bring those steps back as we bring them in. For example, when we come up with signage, the committee comes up with signage, I would hope council gets to vote on that too.
With us having this being a park and then the potential of the next park, will we be looking at a park district or some kind of formality here?
And that's what I'm going to find out.
Okay.
Is I think we can name some land that's available for parks, but I want to make sure if we need to have a parks committee, Mr. Smith isn't here, I'm going to nominate him for that.
Okay.
Not just because he's not here, but because I think it probably falls right next door to what he does anyway.
Okay, thank you.
Any other concerns that the village council would like to make reference to? Bring up? New? Anything? So you have to forgive me. One of the things I was just talking to the chief about this, and I said, when I first came to the council, I was down in Milford. I'll get to history about this. So I was down in Milford, and I was at a restaurant. There's across the street from McDonald's at the old strip area where Rings used to be. I think it was Rings. And then there was a Mexican restaurant there. Well, when I got there, there were all these slow-moving vehicles parked there. And I came in, and there are families, basically, that's what they do. And this is Milford now. So they were there, and there were actually people coming in on golf carts and going and picking up their items and moving out and moving away. So I said to myself, wow, okay, if Milford can do it, maybe we can do it. So I did bring at that time, the Milford ordinance. I did give it to the council at that time. And I also did a survey out on Facebook, I think it was. And the survey came back that really the people didn't want that. But when this resurfaced, I said, give it time, see what everybody wants to do at this time. Because the last council did not want that. So now it's back on the council's table. So, and you see there is a very large letter here. And that is from the chief. Chief, do you want to come forward and answer any questions? This is the concerns from the chief. So, and I don't know if you want to talk amongst each other after the chief speaks or whatever you like to do. Feel free to do so. This is good to talk about.
I'm more than happy to answer any questions, or I'm sure everybody's read what I've already sent out, so I don't.
Read over it when I got here. I didn't have it ahead of time, so I kind of made it about halfway through. When you said that you had this down in New Richmond, when you were down there in New Richmond, and I understand that you're saying that other people were coming in that weren't village residents and requesting that they be inspected and get the stamp of approval. Did you ever have an accident with a golf cart or slow-moving vehicle?
We had two. One involved an injury of a teenager, and there was another one that involved a person that had been drinking.
The teenager was within the Ohio Revised Code, 16 years old and a
Yes.
licensed driver?
Well, they weren't. They were a passenger.
Oh, they were a passenger. Okay. And then part of my understanding, and residents have approached me regarding this and requested this, so I really don't know that much about golf carts and slow-moving vehicles other than the code that I looked up in Milford's code. The residents that came to me were saying that, mobility is an issue, like they would love to come up to the parades and be able to just stay in the vehicle or the slow-moving vehicle and be able to observe things or shuttle older people back and forth that might have a mobility issue. I think that's more so what some of the residents were looking for that came and talked to me. They were also saying that they would like to take their carts someplace else, and they can't do that unless their local ordinance reads that they can be inspected and licensed within their jurisdiction that they reside in. So
Yes.
these residents were also looking to do that, not only have the ability to go to Bean and Brew or, and as we're trying to grow into, something like Milford, that's what I was thinking of in this when I put this together. If we put the park over on Broadway, then they would be able to, shuttle over there. So that's kind of what I feel like we're wanting to grow into something like New Richmond or something like or Milford, so.
And I do understand that the issue comes into play that the way the village is parceled out, for people to really be able to do that, they'd have to cross over roadways that are consistent with them being able to drive on them. Like Harvard Meadows, Streamside, they can't cross 32.
Right.
And technically, they can't drive on roadways that are marked for travel over 25 miles an hour. So coming down Old State Route 32, can't do that.
Right.
So if they're, I guess, if they're in a section of the village that will allow them to get wherever they want to go without crossing those roadways, then, you know.
I mean,
That's what these residents were looking to do, so.
I kind of find this exciting, but I also think there's some boundaries we have to set, like maybe it's only in village proper. I don't know if that's the right word we would call downtown village, but, you know, maybe we have zones that, you know, village proper, you know, if you live in that area and 25 miles an hour, you know, maybe we have markers. I don't know. Maybe in those neighborhoods, they may drive those golf carts up there, but, you know, to leave the neighborhood would not be recommended unless they were like towed down, you know, that kind of thing. I just think there's maybe some middle ground that, you know, Milford might just be set up differently as far as their ORC that they have, or their,
Well, the ORC says they can't go over on a road that's over 25 miles an hour, so, I mean,
I
that
feel
would
like all of
keep-
village proper should be okay.
Right. On Wood and North?
And I don't mean to belay the golf cart. So the last council, I think it was brought, or they were talking about that, but they tabled it. So it's a tabled item. It was a table? And that's something might be coming back to us at some point in time.
Would-
going back to
Just
the-
so I understand, you're talking about removing the stop sign that is on Wood Street?
I wish Wayne was here, and you have to excuse me, he's not being here.
Basically,
So,
there's,
Ohio Department of Transportation says that a lot of the signs in the village of Batavia they were. Correct, because they're against the law. You can't, they're against the law.
Completely separate from this. I would like to ask the chief a question.
Right, especially with the people that are trying to avoid the Bower Road debacle. I would not recommend taking that stop sign out on Wood Street.
Chief, we had a traffic study come before Planning and Zoning that stated that the average speed on Main Street, and I'm just going to assume that they meant West Main, was 40 miles an hour. So I'm going to assume most of the parts of the village, our average speeds are probably slightly over the 25 mile an hour speed limit anyway. So these slow speed vehicles are going to be mixing with cars, whether rightly or wrongly, are already have kind of made the practice of going faster than that pretty common. I mean, I'm concerned with,
I can
I'm
only
concerned
say
with the
that-
vehicle interactions with a vehicle that's not designed to get hit.
And I would agree with that, but I would also say that those people that are wanting to use underspeed vehicles, that they're aware that they cannot drive those vehicles on roads that are posted speed limits over 25 miles an hour. And with that being in mind, that the police department, should we decide to go this route, there will be a zero tolerance for any
No, I understand that,
vehicle that's
look,
on those. They will be ticketed.
the communities, I mean, I know in New Richmond you had them. When I've been down there, I never saw them. I go to Milford to eat fairly regularly. I've never seen them.
New Richmond was different because the majority of New Richmond sits on the riverside of 52, which is primarily 25 miles an hour.
Right.
But the issues we were having were people who wanted to go to IGA and wanted to cross 52, which you can't do. They wanted to drive down Bethel New Richmond Road, which is a huge no-no. And these were the issues that we were having. And then council, due to pressure, was considering trying to change speed limits in specific areas, which again, the state of Ohio will not let you do indiscriminately. So it opens cans of worms that, you know, and again, the state of Ohio was doing inspections and they got out of the business of it simply because there was too much of a liability. So they pushed it to the lower communities and said, if you want to do it, that's fine, you can do it, but you can incur the liability should there be any. Well, it would be one of those things where, and again, there's lots of what ifs here. But if you have an accident, you potentially could be involved in a wrongful death lawsuit simply because we inspected the vehicle. And the only thing we're really technically can look at is what the state requires us to look at. Now, that being said, if you looked at the second page or what I added to the email that I sent you, that the state requires that the inspecting officials be in a position to have tools necessary to do the inspections correctly. Now, we're not mechanics, but I can tell you if you have a horn on your golf cart that it works, you have a left and right turn signal, you have a license plate light, you have seat belts for all the seating positions in the vehicle. Yeah, I can do all those things. But if there's anything else that's required by law, you know, outside of that, we're not mechanics. We can't do that. And if there is something that, let's just say that there was an incident that were to happen where there was something that mechanically, or there was an issue with the golf cart, that might, and Mr. Moore, you can, you know, let me know if I'm wrong here, that could put us in a little bit of a quandary.
I'm just going to jump in and say that from a legal liability perspective, I'm assuming that our fine police department would perform all inspections at such a level that no one could ever come back to the village and win a lawsuit. Having said that, there are a bunch of pesky lawyers who, as we used to say, used to advertise on the back of phone books. I don't even know that they use phone books anymore in this country, but no, I just heard a no. But, you know, as I always truly say, the question of litigation is not whether or not I can be sued, it's whether or not I can win the lawsuit, because anyone can file a lawsuit. Clearly, with a significant injury that might happen when one was on a golf cart is going to lose to a car almost every time. A lawyer with the right client with the wrong kind of injuries is going to file a lawsuit, and they're going to bring everybody in, including the fine police department and the village.
So whatever council wants me to do is what I will do.
I guess my rebuttal to that would be, you haven't inspected my car, you know, I'm taking my own responsibility when I get in it, and that I sign that I have insurance for it. The individual on this would have to sign that they're taking liability to that, and, you know, whether that be a waiver or we find, you know, put it in the language in there that they have to have it reviewed by a third-party mechanic and come in with the certification or something. Just,
You know, Councilwoman Zager.
Yes.
I think so. It would
Once
be
they're
like a-
inspected, they have to take the vehicle to the BMV. So they're going to sign all the same paperwork that they would sign should they go get registration for a vehicle.
You can ask for proof of insurance.
And did you want to, not table this, but do you want to just come up with the next council meeting and have a direction? Or do you want to move forward with this? Or do you want everybody to think about it a little bit more?
I think if we want to think about it and then vote on it the next time, I think that if we can, or if we have to have so many readings on it, I think it's beneficial to the community. I don't see everyone going out and purchasing a golf cart and doing this. I think it's going to be, a small number in the village, but then I think why penalize them for, you said 2 accidents that had happened down in New Richmond, and one,
Oh,
somebody
please
being
understand.
inebriated.
I'm here to give information.
Yeah,
I will do
yeah.
whatever village
I'm
tells
just
me to
saying
do.
statistically,
In the end, I'm going to do whatever the village asks me to do. And like I put in the email, the police department is going to move forward and we'll keep the village residents as safe as we possibly can.
I appreciate that.
Anyone else? Any other council member? Okay, so at this point in time, we'll just move it, we'll to give you time to think about it till next meeting, and then there will be a vote. Is that all right with everyone? Okay. Thank you. Committee reports, let me make sure I get where I am here. We have that. Committee report, meetings and reports, Monday, May 11th, 7 PM. This is the next regular council meeting. Tuesday, May 19th, Zoning and Planning Committee. Thursday, May 24th, 4:30 is the Finance and Budget. And then again, May 10th, 6:30 is the Cemetery meeting. Any other questions from the council before we adjourn? Any other council member? Okay. Oh, yes, applications. So we have received 2 applicants. One is a gentleman from Streamside, and I don't have his name in front of me, but you've been submitted that, I think you've been sent that email. And then Adam and Mr. Craver are the 2 currently. Now, there is a limitation on the amount of time that you have, but whatever limitation, don't feel that way, because this is a 4-year term. I really want you to think about who you're wanting to replace Councilman Gardner on this board. So that's very important, and I'm going to, when it comes to me, I'm just going to give it right back to you. So you have plenty of time to think, because I don't think there is any limitation on my time limit to my decision, so I'm just going to give it back to you, so you make that decision correctly. It is still open. Well, Friday is actually the deadline, but I'm giving it back to the council, because I'm supposed to make that, but I'm just going to give it back to the council and say, take your time. If you have any other things.
Ostensibly, it could be just like the Pope, which is council could get together, be moved, and just pick their own person. But Friday was the deadline for statements of interest and applications. The 30-day deadline, so council's aware, would expire before the next meeting, but the mayor has made a clear statement of his own that he won't stand in the wishes of council at our next month meeting.
Correct. Thank you for classifying that. No, you're right. A motion to adjourn? Second? All in favor?
Aye.